I am Chase Norlin. I'm the CEO of Alphabird. Alphabird is a global audience development company, a digital marketing platform, and a digital media company that's focused on driving audiences, targeted audiences online, primarily to video. Well, one thing I think pretty unique about Alphabird is that we bootstrapped the business early on. So my business partner and I, we had companies that didn't work out in the online video space prior to this. And I think that set up a lot of rigor early on for us to be a profitable company since we didn't have capital, unlike a lot of other competitors in the space. So we've been able to bootstrap it and grow to about 100 people and a fairly significant revenue stream in 2.5 years. And I think a lot of that came from that hunger early on where you don't have the luxury of kind of falling back on a large piggy bank. Well, I think in general you have to be very careful about regulations in terms of technology, in particular the internet right now. And the main reason behind that, just to really simplify or dumb this down, is if you think about it, is regulations is a control system. And that's fine, that's good as businesses and operating environments evolve. But we're not at that stage. High tech and internet in particular is at an explosive early stage growth. And that's exactly why you see so many exciting companies and technologies being developed. So the last thing you want to do in a situation like that is to constrain or control growth. You want to have the opposite. You want to have an explosion of opportunities. You want things to be somewhat out of control, in my opinion. So part of this is because of the nature of the internet, like I was saying earlier, we're all doing business with each other, not just in the United States, but overseas. So a decent component of Alphabet's business and our competitors and a lot of other high-tech internet companies is happening internationally. It's going to continue to happen internationally. And that's only going to get crazier. That's a good thing, meaning, Western Europe is probably the most developed market for this, or for internet services, if you will, or digital advertising, et cetera. But you're going to continue to see more growth in other markets, and you're going to see Eastern Europe and Russia, and you're going to see, obviously, Asia Pacific. Australia is already a very developed market. Even though it's small, it's a very developed market. South America, et cetera. All these markets over time get more developed, which means that you need to have faster communication, and you need to have, like I said earlier, you want to have that explosion of activity that's connecting all these different entities so that businesses can thrive and so people can thrive. Again, at the stage we're in now. As these entities get developed, like I said, you want to, I think, have a control layer in there that helps manage that and provide regulation and rules and stuff like that, because you don't want to have the Wild West forever. At this stage of growth, you don't want to constrain that. You really want things to be somewhat out of control. And then as things develop and as markets develop, as layers of operating efficiency develop, then I think control and regulation creates a stronger operating environment. We're just not there yet. Really what you're asking is it's access to data and access to information exchange, and how important is that to Alphabet or really any other internet or digital media company or high-tech company, but primarily internet company. And the answer is it's incredibly critical. If you think about it, the spectrum/data is the very underpinnings of all of these businesses. It's effectively the reason why Google exists. It's the reason why Microsoft exists, et cetera. So that's the reason why Alphabet exists. So again, I think you want to have more and more access to unregulated spectrum and data in initial stages so that new businesses and new ideas can flourish over time. Well, one thing that's so exciting about, we're headquartered in Alphabet's headquartered in San Francisco. And that's one of the most exciting things about being here is being in California. And the downside is, as everybody knows who's entrepreneurs in high tech, is it's ridiculously expensive. We're in a bit of a microcosm of a bubble in terms of commercial real estate or residential real estate, certainly in San Francisco. And that shows you, though, the importance of how high tech and new economy job creation is really driving growth and creating the fact that you have a microcosm around high tech in San Francisco and other areas within California shows you how incredibly valuable and important the creation of new economy jobs is. And so I think we want to create an environment where we can continue to reproduce that idea, not just in California, but across all the other states. So overall, California is in tough shape right now for a bunch of different reasons because whatever, we're the 5th largest global economy, and it's not just high tech, but I think if you look within the actual high tech sectors themselves, you see the exact opposite happening than what's happening in the global economy. And so I think what a lot of people need to start figuring out and thinking about is how you take that business model, if you will, and spread that out throughout the United States to create much better growth. Thanks for asking. So, well, we're continuing to be hungry and grow the business. I think one of the most unique things about the business is that we're one of the most diversified companies in this space. So our thesis is to continue diversifying, whether we build it ourselves or whether we acquire our way into those markets or acquire our way into international expansion. We've acquired 4 businesses so far. So hopefully continued growth based upon all the previous things we just discussed.